everybody, welcome back to my channel and Merry Christmas. We are so close to Christmas, and so I thought I would share this video. Two reasons. Maybe this could help you, and this is my literal favorite hobby right now. Gift wrapping. I love to wrap presents, and I actually worked for a Hallmark flagship store back in the day when I lived in Kansas City, and one of the services we offered was professional gift wrapping. And so I learned how to properly wrap a gift. I learned how to like hide the seams, do a signature bow, which is not this, but I will show you. I know that sometimes wrapping can be a tedious task and it's really hard and there's so much paper and tape involved, but I promise you that I can teach you how to simplify this. As you can see, this is a pretty nicely wrapped present, if I do say so myself. I've always loved gift wrapping, but recently I just find it very therapeutic. So I thought I would show you. I thought I might help you a little bit. You have about a week to wrap all those presents. If you've been procrastinating, this video is for you. I'm gonna be showing you 3 different sizes of gifts that we can wrap, and I'll show you how to do a signature bow. Let's get into it. Okay, first things first, you're gonna wanna find a good amount of space. I'm just doing it on my dining room table. I'll flip the camera down in a minute. I'm just gonna show you a few things. You want a good pair of scissors, obviously, some tape. Now, if you're really wanna take this to the next level, you can buy double-sided tape. But I know most people don't wanna do that. Then you have to use 2 different types. So we're just gonna stick to this regular wrapping Scotch tape, and let's get some wrapping paper. I recommend, and sometimes it's hard to find, but wrapping paper that has the grids on the back, really helpful, because wrapping a perfect present is all about measuring correctly. That sounds like it's more work than it actually is. It actually makes your life a lot easier. So those are the 3 things. The 3 gifts that I'll be showing you how to wrap is this size, which is like a pretty small one of these like kind of clothing boxes, and we have another like a bigger rectangle toy. So my first tip is to keep all of your Amazon boxes, all of your shipment boxes. I keep them in our laundry room stacked up because to me, you should only be wrapping with boxes. You might get an odd shaped item or some clothing. If you want it to look nice and perfect and be able to put a nice bow, I always, for 90% of the gifts, put it in a box. Even if it's a small thing, just the presentation to me looks so much better, and it's much easier to wrap and much simpler. Hey guys, so starting out, you're gonna roll out your paper obviously and pick your present. So one of the rules, the best rules of thumb, is that you obviously want to cover it this way fully, right? But what about the sides? I feel like the sides are always the area that people struggle. They get too much, they mismeasure, and then it's kind of a mess, and then it's all downhill from there. You actually want to bring the wrapping paper up halfway so that it meets right in the middle. That way you don't have any excess, you don't have any like extra creasing to deal with. So when I measure, especially with things like this, I actually kind of eyeball it from this side. So if we're looking at it this way, I'm going to pull up the wrapping paper to about halfway. 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. And always, if you're unsure, go with a little bit more. So basically, to make it seamless, is you want to lie it on the side. So if this is the top, this is the bottom. Take this off, okay? My trick is that you measure to the edge of this area. And now I'm going to bring this up, and I don't want all this excess here. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball there, make like a little crease. Then I'm going to cut. See where that crease kind of is? There's a line really close. And I'm just gonna cut along there. And you wanna get it as tight as you can. That's a big trick, is keeping everything nice and tight. Okay? Like that, okay? Now flip it around here and grab another piece of tape at your ready. Okay. And then you are going to bring this up, and now the key is to line up those lines. So see, I'm able to perfectly line them up, keep it tight, and put a piece of tape, and there you go. It's completely lined up. Now, this is where things can go a little bit wonky, but remember, you've measured properly, so you should be able to make it nice and clean, nice and even. So what you're gonna do is you are going to start by taking a piece of tape like that, almost like a pulley, and then you are going to pull this whole thing down nice and tight, okay? Now, what you're gonna do is go to the edge, like take your finger and see how it naturally makes kind of this creasing, okay? So you have that, and then you're just going to crease that. Then bring your finger over here, same thing. Now, you don't need to tape these sides. I just like to for extra insurance, so I just take really small pieces, like tiny, these tiny pieces, okay? And then I smooth it over, okay? So you're pulling that side in. I'm just gonna tape a little bit right there. Okay, and I'll show you on this side. So you're gonna pull this over. I'm gonna tape it. And there you go, nice and even. So that is one out of the way, and again, it is perfectly all lined up. Okay, so we have this box. So if you want to save paper, it's actually more efficient to wrap this way. I feel like a lot of people would just go like this, and then they would have all this extra waste. But if you measure the sides, you can actually use less paper, if that makes sense. So I'm going to, again, measure halfway up. Okay. And then if you just want to double check that lengthwise is going to be okay, just flip the box. Okay, now I'm going to measure. So I'm going to take this end, bring it almost to the edge of the box here at the top. Okay, I'm gonna leave a little bit of space, and I'm gonna bring this over, mark a little pinch so that I know that I have enough. Okay, so I can see the pinch here, so I'm gonna cut along the, so we'll pull up the smaller side, make sure. Okay, so we pull that over. And now we're gonna bring this, and again, make sure you are lining up those lines. And you don't need big pieces of tape, just a little bit. There you go. So we pull this down, bring your fingers over, bring that corner in, little piece of tape there. And fold up. And there you have it. we're now ready to tie our bows. This last present had no guide, so as you could tell, it was a little more difficult. I find when there's no guides, you tend to waste more. I definitely, when there's no guide, add a little bit more just in case, because it's easier to trim. But if you don't have enough, then you've got to start again. I'm gonna show you actually the signature bow on this gift because I actually pre-measured it out with this other ribbon. So I think it's really nice. I have a bunch of different ribbons. I like to use something simple and something that's easy for people to take off on Christmas morning. But this bow is a bit of a showstopper. I've shown it years ago, but I think it's really nice to do, and it's great for every occasion. Weddings, showers, Easter, dedications, Christmas, birthdays, etc. So tilt the camera again. So here we go. Don't mind the little tag. Okay, and the creases, because I've actually practiced this. So what you're gonna do, you are actually going to take your ribbon. Now you can do it like this, or sometimes to make it simple, I just do it once around. Okay, put it in the middle here. Twist it over like this and tie a knot there. Okay, so you want 2 of these hanging. Don't mind the frayed edges, you can fix that later on. So with your other piece, what you're going to do is you're going to take one end and you are going to just create 2 loops that meet a little bit past their cuts. Does that make sense? So you are going to, let's do it again. So you're going to start with this hand, do a loop, bring it around, and then back to the top, right around the place where it starts, okay? Then you are going to fold like this. So the seam or the cuts are on the bottom. Flip over. You're going to put it back on here. Zoom you in a bit. You're gonna put it on here, pinch it, grab your 2 little tails, and you're just gonna tie a knot like that, okay? And then pull through like that. And that is how we do a signature bow. Now you can cut, I'll probably go ahead and cut these like frayed edges. I usually like to cut them to about the end of the box. And then what's really nice, if you, for a bigger gift, you triple wrap it. So instead of doing 2 loops, you do 3. So that's kind of how we do a signature bow. I can do this again on another one. Do some green on this one. So I'm gonna kind of do the same technique where I'm not gonna wrap it all the way around. I'm just gonna do once around like this. The green is a little bit off, but it's still nice. So I'm going to try and measure this so that there's enough on the edges. Okay. Now you're gonna take this, and because it's a bit of a bigger package, I'm gonna do a couple more loops. So we'll do 1, because it'll be like this. 2. 3. Let's go 4. 4. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut around the area that I started. Okay, so here's my starts. I'm going to kind of even it out, pinch it, take it over here, tie the knot, and then you're just gonna spread out the loops. Nice. And now what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna trim the edges. Like that. And there you have that one. Typically for the Christmas gift, I usually do a pretty simple bow. For a typical gift though, because I have so many and I love to put bows on them all, it's a lot of ribbon to do those double bows. I just like to do a nice simple bow, and so I have many different types of ribbon. I have lots of buffalo, checked, you know, plain. I have these like red stripes. It just adds a really nice touch. If I can ever open these. And honestly, this year I'm just gonna keep all the ribbon. People are gonna throw it out, so I'm just gonna keep it because I can reuse it. So like something like this, I think it looks really pretty. Just to do, whoops, like a cute little bow. And the great thing about Michaels though, like you don't get a ton of ribbon on a spool, but usually you can find a good like buy one get one 50% off sort of thing, and so I try to like stock up when I can. The best thing is when you do the bow to twist like this and then just give her a good nice tight knot, and voila, just add something a little festive and really nice. And you don't have to use that much ribbon. You could just go one way around and it's easier for them to open. So that is how I wrap presents. I hope that this video was helpful to you. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I will see you again for another video. Bye.